So we're going to get right into this one. All right, these are our top 3 mythical creatures that we think might exist. And so my number 3 is our good friend Nessie. All right, the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah.
That's what sparked this entire thing. If you're into weird news, which I'm into, and I follow all the weird news that exists out there, you'll have heard that Loch Ness in Scotland, the big lake.
Yeah.
There was the first reported sighting there in
2025.
In 2025,
Yeah.
There's usually maybe one a year. It's not as many as there used to be.
Yeah.
But this guy was positive that he saw the Loch Ness Monster. He's got a picture. He put it on Twitter, and so all of a sudden now it started to stir up. Is there something bigger in this lake that's just not that big? But if you look at the picture on Twitter, you can look at it right now, actually, and it's got like the little hump of what could have been anything, but then it's the bubbles around it that are supposed to be connected to that vessel, that animal, that whatever it might be, that spreads pretty far.
Yeah.
And so the Loch Ness is, one of the most elusive mythical creatures, but not. Right, because everyone claims to have seen it.
Right. There's been over 1,160 sightings. So that was my number 1 was Loch Ness Monster. 1,160 sightings in 300 years in Loch Ness. Lots of different things this thing could be. That's the reason why I think it probably does exist. There's something big in there. Whether or not it's a plesiosaur, which is for the dinosaurs that lived in waters and what a lot of people reported with a long neck and a body. That's what it is. I don't know enough, but I think there is something there because there have been that many sightings over such a long time period. There's got to be something there.
And it's that snake, amphibian, fish, dinosaur. It encompasses so many descriptions,
right,
that's kind of what spurred this whole discussion that we were like, we got to rank these things that might be out there. And so that's his number 1. That's my number 3.
What do you think it is? If you had to guess what the Loch Ness Monster is based off all the sightings, what do you think it is?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to say a dinosaur of some sort.
Okay.
And I like that, like the new Jurassic Park is more water feature. I don't know if you saw the previews for it.
Yeah.
At least I got that. Did you get that?
On a boat for quite a while. Yeah.
Right. So it seems like they're going to get more into the water dinosaurs, which I think is cool.
Mosasaurs and plesiosaurs.
Right. They're not as talked about. They might still exist. We found, I think it was recently, species of fish that had been claimed extinct since like 1930. Mm-hmm. It's just
buried.
It was there.
They're deep.
It's there. So like, there's so much we don't know about water areas that you have to think. Nessie, she might be out there.
Okay. My number 3 is a unicorn, because surely sometime in history, maybe not today, but surely sometime in history, there was a rhinoceros and a horse, and they got busy. Bam, you got a unicorn. That's it. So surely sometime there had to be, in ancient history, an evolution of the species of mammals. I'm sure there was a horned horse somewhere in there. Everybody gets horny. Horny. That's a unicorn.
How do we come up with all these new dog breeds, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, those things happen.
Yeah.
Right? Those things happen. So, okay, unicorn. I'm okay with that. It doesn't fly, right?
No, it doesn't have to fly. No, it's just a horned horse.
The horned horse is more believable. All right.
Yeah.
So my number 2 is the Yeti.
Really?
And so, so this derives from Himalayan culture, right? Mountains, snow, species, right? What is a Yeti? We don't really know, right?
Abominable snowman.
Right, half
easy for me
creature.
to say.
Is it half man? Does it walk upright? Is
white gorilla.
White gorilla? Is it like a brother of like the Australopithecus in the
big word.
Yes, thank you. In the creation of man. And so I think, and there's I did a little research in 1951. Eric Shipton and Michael Ward saw footprints in the sand of the Himalayan mountains that were twice as wide as a human's footprint. And these became known as the Shipton prints, which is the biggest evidence that we have that the Yeti exists. Now, the Yeti could be a culture of people, right?
Right.
They could just be people, right? They could be human, but they've
either evolved or have
evolved differently than
right.
us. So
or
you
have
have to
fashion
think
that's a little bit different with
Yeah.
big footprints. They got snowshoes.
Yeah, right. I don't know, or maybe they're just bigger than us.
Yeah,
Right.
Gotcha. Mongolians.
The Bible,
Attila the Hun.
right? The Bible tells you that, like, the Goliath people, right?
Yeah.
That the Philistines went and recruited for war were just bigger than everybody else. So, if the Bible says it's true, Yetis exist.
Man, you get a whole kinds of education, everything from evolution to Bible to Himalayan culture and mythical creatures. Man, this is a packed episode. I like this. My number 2 is Bigfoot. So similar to Yeti,
But without the snow.
there's probably a crossbreed in between of humans and the Australopithecus, or what do you
Australopithecus, yes.
I think it's like the third time on the show that this Australopithecus has been brought up. But back to the Bigfoot. 11% of Americans do believe that Bigfoots do exist. Bigfoots,
Okay.
big feet. What's the plural? of
Bigfoots
Bigfoot?
is right.
Bigfoots. Okay, Sasquatchi or what's a Sasquatcher? Okay, but most recent sighting was actually this month in Arkansas. So
Really?
similar to the
No
sightings
way.
of Loch Ness, there has been one in 25 in Arkansas. And did you know in 2013 one was seen actually here in Adams County
We have a
near the
sighting?
Keller Road Blacktop? There's a drawing that somebody produced, and I'll put this link in the Facebook post that we're posting on this video. There's a drawing of what Bigfoot looked like here in Adams County. That's what's crazy. So it's been seen nationwide across so many different years.
When was the Adams County reporting?
2013. Okay. 2013, there was a motorcycle. A husband and wife were driving.
I'm pretty
and
sure.
saw
They were on a motorcycle.
They're on a motorcycle.
So they couldn't
going up
cell
the hill.
phone it.
Correct. Yeah, it wasn't.
They were being safe. They were being safe.
Right.
All right, my number 1 is aliens, and the reason being is, look, and we've probably talked about this on the show, right? I'm a big believer in exoplanets. Right? If you don't know what an exoplanet is, look it up. But basically, what they're saying is there is a planet that has the exact makeup of Earth in a different solar system that we've identified. So greens, water,
Lives in the Goldilocks zone. right?
land,
Yeah.
it's there, right? So it exists. How can you not think that there's people, aliens to us, right, that live on that planet? Of course there are.
Yeah.
We can't get to them if they're created, biblically the same time as us. We can't get to them. They can't get to us. I get it.
True. Yeah.
So for me, aliens, easiest one. I don't think aliens as like, weird head shape,
green
this
guys,
other,
yeah.
they come from, frozen planets or whatever. Like, no, I think aliens exist, exoplanets. I've been really nerdy this whole segment, and I apologize, but mythical creatures is something that gets me going, my nerd vibe going. So there's my nerd vibe.
I think we tailor towards nerds, right? People who like to drink and then talk about the mythical creatures.
And urinal stances.
Urinal stances. Out of
We
everything,
can be guys too, not just nerds.
out of everything we said, I think the most statistical probable thing is aliens
Aliens.
because of the billions of years of the universe. To your point, the light years that we are extended away from each other. There has to be some sort of life, whether or not they walk or intelligent or not. There has to be.
And so
life
you,
out there.
so you kind of agree with if we were created all at the same time in a way,
Yeah.
we've evolved similarly.
There's gaps in the timeline, right? Light can only travel so far. Transportation can only travel so far. There's got to be something out there somewhere.